Hey guys. Let me see. Okay, cool. I don't know where the hell. Okay, I'm just gonna have to see because I wish I had like a remote control. Hold on. Wow, you guys see everything. It's like freaking wide angle cam, yo. That's cray. Okay. So, and it's crazy because like the thumbnail doesn't take it that wide, so I'm like, okay. So I'm definitely Hugh Hefner style. Wanting to, showing some leg, you know, but wanting to come at you. This is like a dream come true because I've always said I want to be like Hugh Hefner status. Awkwardly enough, I'm like at the end of my bed, but whatever. We're just gonna have to, I don't even like know where this is. Okay. So, what was I gonna say? And total Buddha status at the same time. So I'm freaking loving it. What was I gonna say? You see everything. I have like a makeshift chair up there, but it kind of looks okay, actually. That's hilarious. All right, so we're just gonna have to figure out like how exactly we're gonna like end the video, but I'll deal with that later. So right now, sorry by the way that I'm coming at you late with this video. I just literally had to, I was just feeling like I was still purging a lot of emotions from this morning, so I just like had to just be and just kind of like distract myself with a lot of reading. But I was like, I'm still gonna do a video because I don't give a fuck, but I just wanted to feel a little bit better, right? So plus I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, so I'm a little cranky, a little bitchy, you know, and you know how that goes. So what was I gonna say? So, yeah, 18. We're asking for basically, so this is why it's a reflective video to see like what had happened throughout your day. But also, let's not forget, guys, that whenever anybody posts a video, I want to say that it's usually, like the energy is about that day, right? And since like world, you know, like everything happens in cycles, you literally can, like this could be up a year from now or 2 years from now, and you'll still be able to get kind of like the same basic idea of what, do I take these at all? Wait, is it for my highest best good to take these at all? Okay, yeah, I did get, yes. All right, so, by the way, are we doing 3 cards? We're doing 4 cards. Okay, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but 4 cards for today. So yeah, so what I wanted to say was basically, if like, it doesn't matter at what point you watch this video. It could be a year from now, it could be 2 years from now, it could be like, you know, 3 days from now. But the whole thing is there's still value in terms of the information that's going to be, you know, kind of delivered. Is this the card, the one that popped out? Do we take this? Yes. Okay. So yeah, so we're just going to just kind of sit here and receive 4 cards. Is this a fourth card at all? Getting no. All right. So we're just going to receive the energies of what kind of happened throughout the day and how we can just like reflect on it, right? So, and that's super fun too, because a lot of the time it's kind of like, it's kind of like fortune telling backwards, right? So it's kind of like, it would be fun to see if it actually all panned out in some sort of like same direction, same fashion, to, you know, different people out there to see if it connected with you guys. But even so, if it doesn't connect, maybe it's going to connect a year from now, right? So if you run into this, you know, just by chance, by serendipity, or by synchro destiny or synchronicity, you literally, like, again, there's going to be value here. Is this the last card? Are we taking this? Are we taking both of these cards right now? Yeah, all right, one more card, team. Whew. 3 cards. Thank you for the abundance, but we need just 1 card. Do I stop shuffling the cards right now for the last card at the top of this deck? All right, yeah, I felt that. So so it's very interesting because this was the top of this card. Is this the first card? Yeah, we kind of have to do that. Oh, super interesting. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, fuck, it was like seven of cups. Seven of... Yeah, seven of hearts, sorry. Cups. That's how I visualized it in case we need to go over it. Okay. So, so the first... How are we going to do it? Are we going to do it from here? Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting it from here, because I guess this is the most recent, right? So if you were looking at it and reading the cards, you would read it from like morning to night. But since we're at the nighttime, we're basically doing it, we're doing it backwards. However, I'm also getting that this specific video, because usually when I do videos, I really like for them to be blatantly like particular to the day. But for some reason, maybe because of the time that I'm coming on here, I feel as though these energies might pertain to also tomorrow. So if they're not happening today, they're happening in your tomorrow. Okay, give me 1 second just to take a sip. Okay. All right, so 6 of hearts, and I love how the hearts are coming up. So we're like, because bottom of the deck is 7 of hearts, 6 of hearts. It's like we're getting into the zone. So 6 of hearts, let me see if you can see that. Not so much. No, not really, not even up close, because the lighting fucking is so, it sucks, dude. So I'm sorry about that. But as you can see, it's 2 people, as you can try to make out and see. There are 2 people in here, and it's kind of, oh, this is what I'm getting. It's like a mother-like energy. So there's a person around you, I want to say of a guardian of sorts, that you are coming together with in terms of bonding. It's kind of like a balanced sense of completion is what I'm getting. So emotionally, it's like you guys have come together, you've bonded, and that bond is never to be broken. So therefore the 6 of hearts. This is also something very like, this could also mean because of the fact that you have now also, because I see the dark and the light kind of in the eyebrows, so it's kind of like both of your shadows are like, you've accepted your shadows and your light side of yourself, as did the other person, because you've shown them how to do that. And you show them that it's like not, it's not like anything to fear, right? So you guys are super, I think there's just, what I want to say is like a motherly energy, a nurturing energy that is super content here. You're like, and oh, that's interesting, 6 of hearts is like also a balance of self-love, a wholesomeness of self-love that you've kind of achieved for yourself, and you're feeling content, you're feeling good, right? I'm also getting that you're spreading this love in terms of like, you may not see it energetically. You may not see it energetically, but energetically it's what you're spreading, right? So like, you may not know that you're energetically spreading it, but you are, and it's like from all ends. And it's super healing, because the green eyes, it's like super, super healing in terms of like matching up with your vision of how you would want things to be, right? So it's kind of like things are happening in terms of developing is what I'm getting, like growing and developing in the sense of what your healing eyes have always kind of wanted to have and come to fruition. And that's for both parties, right? Like, it's just more of a harmonious tone to the card. So yeah, it's just like really, it's really blessed. It's really abundant, and it's a super nurturing card, super balanced, super nurturing. This could also be very interesting because my mom's a Libra, so I'm thinking maybe it's a Libra because it's 6 and 6 is balanced. So maybe you're dealing with somebody with like of a Libra sort, that you've kind of just basically bonded over something, whatever it may be. Like, it could be in the most simple form, but it's all about emotional energy, right? So that's what I'm getting for that card. Is there anything else I need to do for this card? Do I need to read this card out loud? No. All right. From the book. No, I didn't get it either. And confirmation when somebody sneezes in the other room. I don't do reversals. Just because I really have no idea why. There's no explanation as to why. I just feel like just keep them straight. Even though, sometimes, not gonna lie, I do cheat. When a reversal comes out, like, towards the positive, I fucking take it sometimes. So in this case, it was actually a good reversal because it's kind of like, it's the Tower. Six of Spades, I might have to go back into the book, but basically it's like just a lot of change, right? But I'm getting to kind of take it this way, which is horizontal, which is kind of like, I know it sounds like so fucking crazy, but it's basically where, so I don't know what this, I'm saying spades, I meant clubs. So I feel like this is like a lucky change, right? A lucky change of events. It may have hit you a little harder, like sporadically, where you're just like, okay, like for instance, today I wanted to get this, reading. I always want to get my readings out of the way so that I can like do, get on with my life, right? But the whole thing is, interestingly enough, like I was feeling that I really like couldn't come at you in terms of the high quality types of videos that I want to, end up creating. So at least informationally wise, I don't, like I try my best with like the scenery, but at the same time, I am not like super set up, right? So, but I do like to change it around a bit. So, I'm just trying to kind of like figure out to see what's the best way to do it. However, so back to the card, there's like, it's kind of like, it's like a loving change that happens sporadically. You might have been feeling that you were in the dark about something. It was kind of like there was kind of a lot going on, and I want to say mentally there was a lot going on where there was just a lot of like kind of like darker energy in terms of like what you were releasing, in terms of what you had to like let go of. I know probably right around this time, like 75% into the day, I took a nap, right? Because I was just like, dude, I was like kind of like, I just needed to let go, And so a lot of the times this could also like, for me, I feel like it's kind of like a little bit of a depresso card, but it's not bad because again, when you're, I don't know if anybody has heard, but I learned at one point in my life that like, when you're in a depressed mode, that's when literally like the light of the creator is the most with you, in terms of like he's right there next to you, but you just, you're unable to see it because, or you're unable to receive it rather, because there's just so much light. So you're like kind of, you don't know how to handle it because you're not as expanded as you would be if you were to receive the light like on an easier note, if that makes any sense. So, and this also very interesting. It's like you were receiving a lot of light from all over the place, and and it's interesting. I want to say your heart was expanding too, which is what I felt earlier also. And it felt like this in my heart. It felt like little, like electrodes like going on, right? So, it could have been where you were feeling a little down because you didn't really know how you were expanding, right? But also your heart was expanding, and like you didn't know how to handle that, right? You just had no idea like how to handle it. But again, it was lucky for you that it was coming in, like it was a blessing in disguise. And 6 is also a loving number, in terms of like like a balanced number, right? Do I look up what this means in the card deck? Yeah, I'm getting, because there's something there that I want to add to, and it's not, I don't think it's coming from me. Let's see. All right. So the Tower, it says a revelation or drastic shift in perspective. Okay. So this definitely could be a revelation. Also, something is coming up with a hotel too, by the way, guys. I don't know if that was just like so random, but I'm like, I just feel like hotel is like you're either at a hotel or you passed a hotel today. I don't know, something along those lines. But drastic shift is definitely what's popping out at me. So it's kind of like you received this drastic shift, or a drastic shift happened, but on an energetic scale. Because again, guys, when I do these readings, they're more energetic based. They're not really kind of, they're like feeling based, like energetic and feeling based. They're not really like anything tangible, right? So just because I really think that it's so super important, especially when it comes to feng shui, that inner feng shui is way more important than, and way more foundational and needed, right? Necessary for it to be more effective in terms of your physical and practical feng shui, right? So that's why I find that these readings are super important, even on a reflection basis, because it's really good to know what's coming in the future in terms of, you know, just like kind of have more info and insight on it. But it's also really good to reflect, to take time out and reflect, because it's kind of like the yin to your yang, right? So we don't do that a lot. So when I come on late, I don't mind doing these type of videos, because maybe that's just what's meant to be. Also, the way that I'm having the card placed right now, I'm seeing 96. So that could be a very interesting number. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe now, maybe later. Do I look it up now? Okay, I am going to look it up right now. Oh, but I can't. Well, maybe I can. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if I can, because I'm using my phone to show me what's going on with you guys, but let me see what is up. Oh, I'm just seeing the chats. Hey, beautiful Lauren Williams. Thank you so much for stopping in. I'm actually not doing personal readings right now, but if you'd like to stick around and stay, you're more than welcome. I might just start doing personal readings in the new year, just so you know what's up. And 96, let me just see if I can oh, okay, cool. This can actually happen. All right. I like this. I like this. Just to give you more information. Okay, so 96 is actually a very heightened number today. Also, I'm thinking 369. Oh, so interesting. 369 is a number that basically it's a Nikola Tesla number. So this could be like, you know, you getting an electric car or something like that, right? Where it has a lot to do with electricity. Nikola Tesla's 369 theory, which really has been coming up right around this time today. So that is so freaking cool. Also, what I'm getting here is that this electricity is kind of like energy that's coming at you, with also pertaining to rainbows. You may have seen rainbows today. I know that was my case today, where just, you know, it's basically the heavens sending you these magical, mystical blessings that, you know, are just energetically healing to you, but you may not have seen it, right? So 96, to read from my Doreen Virtue Angel Numbers 101 app. It says, with respect to your divine life purpose, put all of your focus onto the spiritual aspects, such as helping others, asking for heaven to help support you, and coming from a place of love. Give any earthly concerns about your purpose to God and the angels. Beautiful. So it's kind of like, you know, what was I going to say? Give any earthly concerns about your purpose to God. Yeah, this is just basically, you know, getting on with your purpose. I'm going to leave it like this, because now that I see that freaking chats are seen like that, you best believe I'm going to try to freaking make it happen. I just want to make sure that I can see it. Okay. So this was maybe also you talking to, you know, the heavens a lot today in terms of your like what your purpose is. Like, what are you here for? Actually, it's so crazy, because now I'm thinking back and I'm like, I did that today like so many times. Like, what do you want me to do for you? Like, I don't understand, right? Also, what I'm getting is that through this really big change that happened, you're really attracting in a lot of light. Like there's such a, like this doorway is to me is like a magnet of law of attraction magnet. And it's like you're really attracting a lot of like Vegas lights, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, the lights in Vegas in a casino, it's like those types of lights. And so, you know, it's like you're attracting it to you, and yet, you know, the invisible energies around you, like up in the clouds. Actually, there's a lot of cloud activity too today. Like, I've seen so many different, you know, as I was cloud watching today, I was like, wow, like there's a lot in the sky. So, you know, again, there's just a lot coming at you from above and below, but also around you. So, and as I said that, the AC just popped on, so there you go for some electricity action. So yeah, so lucky is coming in. Usually the tarot, I mean, listen, the tarot is like, and I want to say it's also an ending, you know, an ending to all the chaos that I feel, because if it's showing up kind of in reverse, it's a good thing. I always see the tarot as a good thing in general, because I like change. So, you know, maybe that also kind of like, you know, in the reversed, uh, since it came out reversed, maybe there was a little bit of a stagnancy, like you were questioning a lot today, um, in terms of like where life is heading, and like, is it really true? Like what you're believing in, is it really going to kind of reveal itself, right? So, that's like eventually, like, is what you're believing really like going to happen for you? I think maybe there was a little bit of doubt going on today, and that's why you just felt like you had to kind of talk to the heavens above, but they were sending you signs. Like, I see that. Oh my gosh, I left this tea for like to actually get cold, and it's so super good. This, it's like iced tea. Oh my god, it's so damn good. All right, so anyhow, so thank you, 18, for my amazing freaking iced tea, like literal iced tea. So what was I gonna say? All right, so this card is a 9. There was a major ending today happening earlier, and probably around like, I want to say like midday. Oh, but so interesting. The sun was shining very much so earlier on this morning. Like, I mean, significantly different than what we're used to. Oh, hey guys. Hey, happily ever after. Thanks for stopping in again. I'm doing great. How are you? I hope you can. I love when you pop in. You're such a beautiful sign. I love when everybody pops in, but happily ever after is like a huge, like, it's a huge sign that, again, picking up the sun and seeing happily ever after, that's a huge confirmation that things are really turning. So, you know, what's interesting is, you know, earlier today when the sun came out, it was majorly different, but I know a lot of readers were getting the sun card. Like Archangel Uriel has been coming up because he works with the sun, right? And so the nine of clubs, yeah, clubs. The nine of clubs is like a, excuse me, is also a good luck card, where I feel as though a lot of there was an ending. So this, I feel like, was from the full moon that just passed. So there was an ending here in terms of, you know, just purging out a lot. And again, I see these all as kind of like the sun came in to like get rid of all the negativity that had to go. Like, I don't see these as rays, actually. I see these as like a blast of like, y'all need to go. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, when it comes down to it, it's like the sun came in to just blast all the negativity, and hence why you were feeling, you know, a little bit of maybe chaoticness like within you earlier, or, you know, after that. So just because when the sun comes in, again, it's like what I was just saying, it's like a blast of energy. So you're blasted with the sun shining the light on all the negativity that needs to go. and your world is a little bit like shifty shady, like you're like, I don't even know what's going on, right? So, and you kind of, sometimes it kind of, the light like overpowers everything, that you don't even know, you know, how to handle things. And then you feel a little overwhelmed, and you feel a little like not trapped, but you feel a little kind of at a standstill. So maybe that's where you were feeling maybe a little bit stuck, a little bit of like, you know, even down, just because it's all about the process in terms of you needing to just purge the shit out that, you know, that you need to purge out on an invisible level. So, you know, it's never bad. It's just always kind of like about the process, right? And sometimes the process isn't always happy, like, but you need to go through the process in order to get to a content and happy type of heart space, right? Contentment, you know. Are we moving on from this card? No. Am I supposed to read it? Read it out of the book? Yes. Because, yeah. So that was for me. Let's see what's going on. Nine of, and I think I want to read it because it's like the Nine of Clubs just pops out at me. Ah, okay. Interesting. Nine of Clubs, the Sun. So clarity, simplicity, new life. So, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You were being, so this stuff that needed to be blasted out was preparing you for a new life that, you know, again, it's a process. So it was blasting out the old negative ways that no longer are going to serve you on this new life. And yet this also can depict clarity as well, in terms of it flowing into, you know, like, oh, here are sparks out of, you know, nowhere that you feel as though you connected with, and that are going to be effective for you and efficient for you, come the future, right? So, you know, it was like striking. You probably received either striking news or like striking like information that it's like aha moments, right? So it doesn't have to be bad. It can just be like just sparks, right? Are we moving on from that card? Yes. All right. So, here's the King of Wands. Or, yeah, I'm seeing King of Wands, but it's King of Clubs as well. So it's very interesting. The club party over here, I'm gonna say, it's like a three card party over here with the clubs. It's like this was a really lucky day, right? And especially after the full moon, it's like things are really clearing out. I want to say you were probably feeling rough this morning, and you know, like when you get up and you're like you have like a lion head of hair, like that's basically how you were feeling this morning probably. And I know that's exactly how I woke up, where it was just like, oh my, like you were just like, I'm tired. I was tired, and you know, because of these full moon energies, you're probably extra tired, but also just like tired from like the way that things were going. But you needed this blast of light, in terms of, and you needed to go through this process because you were like waking up this morning, it's kind of like you were begging for this new life to come in, right? So, and the King actually exemplifies for me like a complete, like you're oh my god, I didn't even realize this was here. That's funny. So the King represents to me is that you've come into your full self. So you don't know what else more there is to do, until you, like, there is nothing more for you to do, put it that way, in terms of like the weight, right? In terms of, and when I say the weight, I mean your highest and best wish come true in terms of love. So whether that be romantic, whether that be I want to say romantic, because there are hearts coming up like kind of in the future. So so the whole thing is, it's like, and I've been channeling the whole romantic scene lately too. So, you know, even though this is career, it makes you what was I going to say? It's just like, you just don't know what else to do, put it that way, because it's just kind of like you're at the end of your rope a little bit, because the hair kind of reminds me of rope, but also it's like you're filled with this information in terms of like infinity. Like I see infinity in the hair. I don't know if you can see, it's very light, but it's basically like you're filled with this infinite amount of, you know, wealth type of, you know, ideas, right? And you want to follow through, but somehow you just feel like, I think like you've developed yourself on the inner in your inner world really well, and you want to kind of you want to take yourself to another level, but the whole thing is it's like things are happening a little bit slower than you'd really hope for them to. But the whole thing is, I also feel here that you're kind of like lacking a little bit of courage in terms of in terms of the like what you're gonna do career wise with like your life or different or certain projects. Like you don't know how they're gonna pan out. But you know, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I really feel as though, because I've had my certain downloads, right? So I feel as though those of you that have been single for a very long time, it's like you no longer can even concentrate on your career because of the fact that like you so badly want the love in your life that is meant for you, right? Which is huge, you know? But also in terms of a caring career, your career can only be you know, fulfilled, and also like fulfilled in general, but like also experience longevity if you literally have kind of like the romantic love in your life, right? Because your career is pretty much a blend of the mind, which is, you know, positive and patient and just, you know, full of knowledge and skill set and things like that, which I believe that you have come like full force, like full, like when it comes to this phase of life or this year of life, like you've come to your fullest, right? Because this guy's a full set of hair. It's like the fullest in volume, right? And now you're thinking to yourself, okay, but like I need something more, because sometimes you can't be courageous enough by yourself, right? Because you've done all this work on yourself, and it's you can be courageous with yourself, but sometimes you need a boost of it, right? And so it's very interesting that I was like getting hotel here because of the fact that maybe it's like maybe something's clicking with a hotel in terms of, you know, or an apartment building, something here along the lines of that being a career for somebody. I don't know. I really just don't know. But I'm thinking that maybe is something that is clicking. I know I've been reading a book with like a 3-story house in it that like the characters keep on going back to this 3-story house, which is really interesting that came out. And they're all talking about like looking out the window and this and that. So it's funny. Do we talk more about the line card? Do I refer to the book? Yes. Okay. So let's see what the book has to say. But I did want to say is that we're doing King of... Okay, skill and transformation. Oh, excellent. So it's the magician. That's very cool. So it's the magician, which is skill and transformation. Wow, that's freaking awesome. So I'm glad that I referred to the book because I would have never came up with that one on my own. But transformation is beautiful because it's like you're moving forward even though you might not see it. Again, I said like your skill set is all there. Like your skill set is there. It's just that you're missing this one thing for your career to be extra good, right? And it's love. And so, because that's how you're going to create a more caring career and more and a career that's more like filled with just longevity and a kind of fulfillment, right? So this is very interesting. I may just have to come back to this card. But what I'm getting is that it's very, your career aspect in terms of in terms of these 3 cards, it's very creative, very harmoniously balanced between the yin and the yang. So you're on the right path. Because blue and green to me are very kind of, it's like water and earth, right? So it's very supportive of one another. And the orange is super creativity. So it's like, you know, you could have been getting a lot of these ideas today in terms of how to move forward. Wands is like, I also want to say, like, you've been, with the magician coming up here in the sun and the tower, it's like, you've really been planning out your goals for 2019, that's for sure, you know? And it could be even like things that you didn't even realize that you wanted to do, but you're like, okay, no, I'm actually writing this down now, and that's going to be like a goal that I will achieve, you know, come 2019. So, oh, I see. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is why I had to come back to this, is that it's very interesting that these are kind of like foundational cards, right? Really, it broke down your day very nicely, I feel. But also the green matches the green here, which is kind of like, so you've kind of brought a lot of healing and balance to your career. And the 6 and the 9 is actually, it's more so forgiveness. 96 stands for forgiveness also. So, oh my gosh, my foot is falling asleep. But 96 is forgiveness. So something of a forgiveness also went down for your career to bloom. But it's amazing how this and this really kind of balances out. So it's like, the card here is kind of like not moping around, but maybe that's what I want to say. It's like you're moping around. You're like, okay, I know what I want in my life, but when is it coming? Like you're still waiting up. You're still like unfulfilled in the wait, right? But then here at the end, you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're like, all right, well, I went through this today. I forgive all of it. And now it's kind of like your heart and your eyes, your third eye even, are seeing the balanced aspect of, okay, things are coming. Like, for instance, you might have gotten even signs. Like when I see eyes, for me, it's like see the signs, right? So you may have even gotten signs that have shown you that there are better things to come. And do we go over the 7 of Cups? Okay. And so the better things to come is, so now that you feel like as if your visions of what you want in terms of love and your heart and what it deserves, what your heart deserves is coming into fruition, you are then presented probably tomorrow or the next day with a whole bunch of, so usually this card represents 7 of Hearts represents options. But the whole thing is, I see these as blessings. Like you are going to get this, like a 7-cup like filled day tomorrow in terms of all the blessings. And again, this, I don't know why this has always kind of popped out at me as of late, but I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know if you could see this, but it's like this with radiating out. You really can't see it, so I'm sorry guys, because it's really bad lighting. But there's a radiating out of this masculine energy, right? Like kind of like rays. And then there's this sun that has kind of rays over here. So I feel like there's going to be a masculine and feminine type of interaction come tomorrow. Like, so probably it was your masculine that like maybe this was a masculine day, which is really interesting because career, I never even thought of masculine. I've never thought of it being masculine or feminine. But the whole thing is maybe this was a more masculine day, and tomorrow seems like it's going to be, because where it's leading, it seems like it's going to be a more feminine day, which is more, you know, love-based. And I mean, listen, everything needs to be love-based, but it's more compassionate-based. It's more passion-based, right? And you will be able to play around with these options creatively, I feel, in terms of like following your heart and what it wants to do. So for me, this is kind of like, instead of options, I see it as a toy box. It's like, which project are you going to work on tomorrow? And there's actually going to be a lot of light there for whichever one you choose to play with. It's going to be super growth worthy. I love it. So, and also it's going to provide a lot of like just instantaneous change. Like 7 is the lightning bolts, right? So the lightning bolts that we got on the tarot, on the, I was gonna say tarot, tower, literally, I like that tower tarot that could possibly exist for like real estate purposes. But not a bad idea, not a bad idea. Just to, you know, for fuck's sake, as I'd like to say it. And actually, it's hilarious because look at this. There's buildings here too, so you just don't know. Maybe real estate is a part of your day tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, there's just gonna be, and maybe there's a move on the horizon, right? Like a new home on the horizon. So, you know, and you know, is offering growth and that is basically allowing you to rest easier. And it's filled with a lot of like, just, I was gonna say like just fortune, right? Because it's like a wealthy house. And the snake is, some people depict it as a really bad thing. I see it as like a neutral, like I'm not like such a fan of the snake, but I also see this as more of, in this case, I see it as a sexual energy. Like there's a lot of like passion there. There's a lot of like and again, since it's a more like quote unquote feminine card, it's like your sexuality is growing there. And when your sexuality grows, your creativity grows, right? So you're on your like creativity A game. And since he's green, I want to say that your sexuality is also being healed, right? Like while you're there. So again, this is really good. Maybe there's really movement in like sudden movement, you know, that your heart is actually deciding on to make the right moves in the right direction at the right time, you know? So it's beautiful. So yeah, and just ending on a snake note, it's like a flow. There's a flow there. So, and whatever I'm saying, the next one is Ace of Hearts. So again, all of what I said could be a confirmation as to, you know, what's about to go down, right? So, yeah, guys, so that's basically your reading for tonight. I'm gonna come at you tomorrow with a reading in the morning, because I want to do it that way, but if not, again, like who cares? However, I do want to come at you in my robe all the freaking time, so so I will probably be in my robe tomorrow morning too, just, you know, to prolong the Hugh Hef status. Yo, I love it. I've literally called it from so many years back. I'm like, yo, I want to be Hugh Hef. But like I never thought of tarot, but I was like, I just want to be Hugh Hef status. So this is my Hugh Hef status. And most likely, which is really interesting, I want to say that these tarot readings are probably going to be more shifted towards the masculine side and towards the masculine, like, you know, towards the male energy, just because I actually, so when I say Hugh Hef, it's hilarious because I really feel like the female Hugh Hef, because of the fact that, like, that's what I usually attract in terms of, you know, kind of like therapy or therapeutic status, just because I think that's part of my calling, is to like literally explain how emotions work on a practical level to the masculine side, so that they know not to be afraid of it, and they know that they actually need to partake in it instead of stuffing it all fucking down and then not having to deal with it at all, and then causing all these extra chaotic, non-necessary things that like can happen in terms of like, God forbid, like, you know, health decrease and fucking just like, you know, blowing a fuse within your own system, like, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? But that can happen, you know? So, and a breakdown can happen foundationally, and, you know, and with your own, you know, when they say like also with backbones and stuff, I was thinking about somebody that I know today that I was like, man, you know, like, I wish I could have been there to help him, but the thing is, you're not Superman to everybody, you know? And you can only do what you can do, because it's really also up to the other person wanting to open up as well. And if they don't do it, that can't be your problem, right? So again, and I kind of also function on a more masculine sense, like, even though I am so with my feminine essence, like in terms of like, I'll never ignore that part of me, because that part of me is super intuitive and super, like, it's highly intuitive, highly creative. Like, I mean, I'm very blessed to be wholesome in both, you know, my masculine and feminine energies, and also genuine at both. So therefore I can actually help, you know, help the more masculine side get to be more in touch with their feminine side, but not as they would normally think. Do you know what I'm saying? Not as normally as anybody would normally think. It's more of a fun, you know, practical, like, just discussion even, rather than, you know, go out and hug a tree, you know. Not that I listen, I'm all about that too, but I'm just saying, if you're not there yet, you're not there, you know, like, you can't force it. But, you know, but may you become as free. I mean, that's what I really want people to become, as free as they can be within themselves, to go out and do something like that without even being embarrassed, right? So again, that's being more in touch with your feminine side, and we're a part of it, right? Because there's so much more to it. But so yeah, guys, so tomorrow's a really good day, and maybe even so yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm excited to see how this reading is going to connect to tomorrow morning's reading. So have an awesome day, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye. Hold on one second.